anyway, they get locked up. It's just an occupational hazard to them. They're still earning. The big guy who doesn't get involved, he's sat in prison and he'll only give his orders out on a visit. No phone, no thing, so it can't be recorded. If he'll have his main man working for him, still running it out there, but he's still in control. These guys are still earning a lot of money in prison, more money probably because they're not spending. So it's massive organised crime in prison, obviously, and out. But they're about the same. There's a rife as out here.
And what about when you're in prison? Like, did you never think to ask for help and support? Support available?
Not at the beginning, because you can't ask for help until you're ready to ask for help. At the beginning, I thought I was the man. I was a gangster. Nobody could mess with me. That's it. You're in a world of that violent life. You're fighting. Look, you got scars all over your body, all over your head. You live in a violent. The risk of your life is risky every day. You might get locked up. You might get stabbed. You might get shot. Very, very risky, dangerous life. And that's one thing I don't miss. I don't have to look over my shoulder anymore. I used to come out every single day thinking, am I going to prison today? Am I going to get, because that's what had happened. Yeah. One day I was driving, come outside my house, transit van pulls up beside of me, on response. I weren't expecting it. Off to prison for so many months. That was my life. You was always prepared to go to prison. With the kilo of cocaine, I was on police interceptors on Channel 5. I got chased by a helicopter, tried to chuck it in river, missed. And that was it. I got 5 years for that. But same way, I went out that morning. I didn't know. You've got to be ready to go to prison every day.
So in prison, when you were at the start, you didn't ask for help. You weren't ready.
No, like I say, because when I first started going to prison, I was still in that world. I was still, I'm the man. I went to prison and took over prison. Every wing I went on, I ended up being like the boss of the wing. Because I've always been able to look after myself. I had a name for myself already. Someone who would stab you, who would shoot you, who would. That was my reputation. That's how I'd built it up to that, where people was scared of me. So it didn't really affect, until I wanted to, like I said, until I started before my mum passed. The 5-year sentence. That was my last big sentence where I decided I'm going to try and do something with this sentence. So I started doing education courses. I got BTEC diplomas. I got MVQs in railway engineering. I got chef. I come out a qualified chef. I made sure I did something with the 5 years, mainly to make time go. But then I thought, I'm getting some out of this. Then when I got out, I carried on with that, started working on sites. I'd never really worked in my life. I was always just selling drugs, or I'd set up a few dodgy businesses selling cars to say I was doing something, just to pretend I was being legit, but that's it. But other than that, I would just, sorry, I've lost my point.
You said the last sentence you started doing the qualifications.
Yeah, so then when I got out, sorry, that was it. I ended up then doing my CSCS card, started on sites. This is a man who's used to earning a lot of money, so I was trying to leave the life. I'll start on site. I was cleaning scruffy toilets out, pooey toilets. And then I started working my way up. I started paying for my own education then. I got an MVQ in supervision for building sites. Then I worked up to a site manager. Then I got a qualification in the trade, what I'm now fully qualified, the fire protection trade. So I worked my way up. But like I said, in my head, I was nowhere I didn't want to be that person anymore. But you're still fully involved with a lot of people. There's always, let's go, some guys, he's just got a crop, he's just cropped, let's go nick it. There was always a teaser so you've got 1 foot in that life and 1 foot in that life still. So and that's when I say it will never work like that. It couldn't have worked like that. It doesn't. I tried it, it doesn't. So I ended up still always going back to that in between until I decided, like I say, after my mum, we got to this part, I met Cara, things have changed now. I've got a Mrs. family. And I decided we were going to do this, and we're all in my mum's name, my mum's memory. So, and that's how we got to this point.
And what do you do now? Just tell me about the hub.
Oh, now, guys, I run a little community hub. It's based around fitness, mental health, well-being. So basically, we put on as many free activities around boot camps, fitness classes, social events. I do Grinch grotto. I'll show you a video one day, Dave. I dress up as Grinch, basically. and I do that every year as the greeting script for free. It's all free for our. It's basically, and I said my ethos is it's for our local community, the community that I've destroyed for so long. It's giving back to that community, and that's how we've got to this point now with the talks. I want these talks in all the schools. It'll be a different talk in schools to what this is a different setup. To schools, it's more. It's going to be telling the kids the consequences. That's what I want it in schools for, because they need to hear it more than anybody. That's where we've got to start. That's where I want it round. I want it round UK basically, and that's where we're trying to get it.
And why the fitness stuff? Why is that helpful?
Fitness is because me being in prison all my life. Yeah, I've got two choices in prison. You sit in your cell and do nothing, or you go to the gym or work out constantly. That's what I've always done. So I'm a personal trainer now. I paid for that when we got the hub. So and fitness has always been my way out of the struggle when you're feeling bad, and that's, I swear by that. Healthy body, healthy mind. Keep yourself fit and healthy. It keeps this thriving, and I swear, but that I'll guarantee that basically. And I'm living proof of that, because I've been there. I was suicidal. I've been to the bottom, the very, very bottom. That's why I can come here now and talk about it so easy. I've got no shame about it anymore, which is a lot of that. And you do live your life in shame. I'm ashamed of some of the things I've done, but I can't change that now. I've done it. I can't. What can I do about it? I've done it. I've done things that I would, but you'd think, fucking hell, I've lived that life. I can't change it now. So this is my way of trying to just make amends for it, basically.
And tell me, you said a sentence a while ago about you come out of prison and
Cheers,
tell me the question. You come out of prison and actually the obstacles, the barriers to going straight, my phrase, to getting the job, you said about insurance.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Tell me about that. Because here you are, been in prison several times, you wanted to go straight, trying to, but you've got your leg in the other one. But then what about all the barriers to try and get
that's what keeps people in that life for longer. The social barriers. So society will not let you move on. Yes, if I'd have just like a little theft or something when I was younger, it's called, I don't know if you know what a spent conviction is. I should hope so. A spent conviction is, if it's not too bad, after so many years, it will come off your record. When you go into the realms of crimes I've committed, GBHs, the possession with intent to supply, they will never come off my record. I always have to declare them on a job or lie about them, which is what I did at the beginning. And I've been sacked from jobs because, you lied about it. You didn't tell us you had a criminal record. If I tell insurances, have you got any criminal convictions? Yeah, they'll ring up straight away. Oh, sorry, we can't insure you. They won't touch me, because my criminal, if I say, yeah, and I've been done for this, fucking this, it's just ridiculous. It makes life very difficult. And that's why I say a lot of people choose to stay in the life, because society does not let, and that is why I stayed in that life. You've been branded this person, you're a monster now, so you just play up to it. You carry on, you just think, fuck it, you want me to be that, I'll be that. It's easier. It's the coward's way out, it's the easy way out.
It's hard if you're trying, and then you can't.
Yeah, then many knockbacks. You can't move on. Very hard to move on. This is what like I said to the kids when we do this speech to the kids. It's more telling them, look, don't go down that path, because you're going to it. Because it's like that. I didn't when I was that age. I didn't really have no one to tell me that. I don't think it might not have worked, but if I can send this talk around to schools and stuff like that, and I can help one kid, and that's it. It's worth doing for me, because I won't wish this on anybody, to live the life I've lived and have to see what I've seen, do what I've done. It's just not the life, basically. It's a traumatic life.
Jimmy, how many years in recovery? Because you said you were kind of sniffing cocaine a lot, and kind of now you're in recovery. How far into that journey?
It's a few years now. Like I say, it was more so because I'd always, before my mum got poorly, cocaine was my social drug. It was through with that life, drinking, sniffing coke. It was partying. That's it. It comes with it. Yeah. So then, like I said, it just escalated with I actually looked after my mum for 6 months on my own as well. Cared for her while she was dying. So which made it worse. Yes. Which then, it just made my sniffing and drinking up go through the roof, basically. And like I said, when she left, I was an absolute wreck of a man. She left this world seeing me a mess. She didn't know what we're doing.